Singh Bedi is joining me live right now. Mr. Bedi, we've been humiliated at Trent Bridge. Have we asked for it? Mr. Bedi?
Adam, I think we might have, yes, considering the preparation that the Indian team had for this particular tour. And this was, as far as I'm concerned, this was the most vital tour in the recent Indian history. And I'm sorry to say this, that the preparation part was woefully insipid, absolutely insipid.
And what about?
And let's not. Sorry.
I was saying, I know you have different views. What about now? Now I know that you were saying that Ian Bell decision has nothing to do with this whole victory. But now that decision is going to be dissected, because you go there to win, not to win a round of applause from the media, or local media.
No, it's not a question of winning applause from the media or anything. We are playing cricket, Arnab, and we have to observe certain norms and the spirit of the game. And that is the way I look at it. And I can assure you that at least 9 or 10 former Indian captains come to my mind who would not have claimed Ian Bell's run-out decision. And the person who really went up in my esteem at that particular moment was Sourav Ganguly. He was in the box at that time, and he made it very, very clear that no, this is most undesirable. And you know, if you look at the whole scenario, Ian Bell wasn't really, I mean, technically speaking, yes, he was run out. But then there are certain norms of the game, certain aspects of the game which are associated with reasonable uprightness, or we keep on emphasizing the spirit of the game. That's very true. Because this is the only sport, I mean, which we say, right, this is not cricket. We never say this is not hockey, or this is not football, or this is not tennis, or this is not golf.
No, I'm with you.
Cricket is associated with uprightness, honesty, integrity. And I think that is perhaps the only correct thing which Dhoni might have done in the last 2 test matches.
Sanjay, the question is, we are going to debate this right after on the other side. Was Dhoni right in his decision? But you know, considering he was on the crease on, I think, 139, 137 or 139. It was a threat to India.
Mm-hmm. No, but I think the most important
that decision is going to be opened up, and you are doing it with England. England doesn't have a fantastic history of sportsmanship.
No, I can tell you. I mean, for the spirit of the game, you're not supposed to lose it. I mean, right now we're showing great spirit of the game by losing this match, getting completely knocked out. But the more pertinent point, Arnab, is that where is the foul play done by the Indian team? This is a cricketer who is clearly not as sound as a bell. He is so casual, he's so cavalier, and in my opinion, juvenile, that even when the ball is in play, he's actually walking away, and very significant.
Incredible.
His partner is telling him, hang on, but he doesn't care. So if you ask me, I think the sheer, I would say, honesty demands that instead of us being apologetic about it, I think we should just say that this Indians went by the rule book. And if you ask me, all the hype and the noise about the fact that we are sacrificing, the spirit of the game because we had him actually out is, in my opinion, against the spirit of the game itself.
Well,
you told an umpire to reverse this decision. Now, let me ask you, Arnab, Harbhajan Singh got an LBW decision which everybody knew was wrong. It had touched his bat. But when the umpire gave him out, Harbhajan Singh walked away without doing a bhangra. Now that to me is the spirit of the game. But here the umpire has ruled him out. So where exactly is the
dispute? Here the issue is this, and I'm getting in Boria Majumdar. We're going live to Nottingham. Boria Majumdar, our cricket expert, also joining us. You know, the law clearly states that the withdrawal of an appeal by the fielding side, the withdrawal must be done before the outgoing batsman has left the field of play. However, the law was not followed in entirety at Trent Bridge on Sunday. Boria, am I right? Because when Dhoni recalled Bell, the England batsman had already returned to the pavilion. He'd already returned to the pavilion.
Absolutely, and also if tea had not been taken, then what? I mean, you just get about a minute for the next batsman to come in. The tea break, the 20-minute there, I think it was Shailendra who was speaking before me, is dead right. India followed the rules of the game to the very T. Why should we be even apologetic? Are we then saying that we were wrong in appealing in the first place? Are we wrong in claiming a decision which was totally in our favor? I mean, Ian Bell, by his own confession, was naive. Why should India have to pay for somebody's naivety? This is international cricket, the high standard. You know, Ian Bell should have been taught these rules of the game when he was in school. I mean, come on. India was playing very much within the confines of the rules of the game, and they were dead right in asking for the dismissal in the first place. I was just a little surprised as to why would they have to retract, because that means you were not playing in the spirit of the game in the first instant.
No, here's an argument.
You were against the spirit of the game.
Oh yeah, here's an argument. Here's an argument. Atul Vasan, welcome. Arun Lal, welcome. You see, here's an argument. The argument is that the genuine mistake led to his being run out. And therefore, what I did, as in Dhoni will say that what I did was I actually, you know, extinguished a possible crisis which could have spilled over into bad blood between both sides, you know, long-lasting acrimony. It spoiled the spirit of the game and the spirit of a series between two great sides and so on and so forth, Atul. That argument could have been made, Atul. It would have been made.
Not really. I don't think so. You know, when you play a bad shot and get out, that is a mistake as well. So, I mean, if you committed a mistake, you've got to suffer. And you know, you are so jingoistic that you're taking 4 runs. You don't even bother to see the umpire who's standing in front of you, whether he is given a boundary or not, and you are punching the gloves with the guy that you have killed this game. You know, and then suddenly you know, your captain and coach is coming to the dressing room and asking for a redressal. You know, I think Dhoni eventually did the right thing. I thought about it, and I think he did the right thing by claiming a wicket and then giving it back, showing that, you know, okay, I'll take the first leave for goodwill. What has been happening? Former captains have been alleging that you're one of the nicest guy in world cricket is using Vaseline on the bat. And you think about, you know, how we are behaving?
No, I don't know, but he was given the opportunity twice actually to withdraw his appeal on field, but he refused to do so, Arun Lal.
Twice.
No, twice.
Not twice.
Twice. So he was given his opportunity twice, says Bodia. I think he's right. He refused to do so. And after that, what happened, Arun Lal? There was booing by the crowd all the way down to the dressing room. And then, the English team went to the dressing room. There was possible coercion by the English captain and coach, which forced Dhoni to change his decision. I'm only putting it straightforward way. Arun, am I wrong? This is exactly what happened.
No, I have no doubt that that's what happened. I was also following it, Arnab, and there's no doubt in my mind that the right thing was done. There's no question that, you know, the fact that it was within the law of the game, nobody disputes. But in this particular game of ours, there is something called the spirit of the game as well. And every cricketer knows about it. Whoever's played the game understands what the spirit of the game means. It's a very difficult thing to explain.
Arun, I have only one question to ask you.
1 minute.
The spirit of the game.
It looked to him that something was amiss. It wasn't the right way of doing it.
Arun, the spirit of the game cannot supersede the laws of the game.
No, 1 second. Just spirit of the game. Why was it not discovered on field? Why was the spirit of the game discovered in after side?
No, can I make one point, Arun, please?
Yeah, Bodia.
No, whether it's discovered eventually or whether it's not discovered, see, in the heat of the moment, anything can happen.
Sir, the India team...
No, it's not about the heat of the moment.
Okay, Bodia.
It's not about the heat of the moment. Please. You know, India went in. Let me just give you the sequence of events in a minute. India went in, the team meeting started according to their own confession by what Rahul Dravid said at the post-match press conference. That's when it was not decided to call Ian Bell back. Only after Andy Flower and Andrew Strauss comes to the Indian dressing room, talks to the Indian coach and the captain. Dhoni goes back, convenes another team meeting, and then decide to call them back. So you mean to say 10 minutes into tea, and that's not enough for the Indian side to deliberate and call the batsman back? Only after the English captain and the coach will have to come and tell you or request you, and then you convene another team meeting, and then we'll have to call the batsman back. Then spirit of cricket dawned on you. Before that, nothing dawned.
Then one sec. How am I not to conclude?
Events makes it problematic.
No, how am I not to conclude? Bishan Singh Bedi, I'm getting. How am I not to conclude that this decision, which was taken, and Bodia is right, after the Indian team and the umpires, Asad Rauf and I think Mr. Erasmus, they were booed out of the field by a full house crowd. They were booed out of the field. That the decision was not taken by Dhoni. Mr. Bedi, the decision was taken by, someone else. And pushed on to Dhoni.
No. See, Who's captaining India?
No, then he should have taken the
Dhoni
decision on the
or
field.
the crowd or the media?
That's what I'm asking you. Maybe it was
Dhoni
the
is
crowd.
captaining India, for goodness sake. And if Dhoni has sought the advice or suggestions of his teammates, whether it is 10 minutes into tea break or 10 minutes after that, I mean, don't confine Dhoni to a time period.
So the
And
Indian...
if Dhoni has agreed upon, which is for the sake of
one sec.
keeping the upkeep of international cricket in good health.
Sir,
What's wrong with it?
Sir, there was pressure.
Let's be
Mr.
honest.
Bedi,
Let's honor this. Let's salute Dhoni for this.
Mr. Bedi, let's salute him, sure. Let's salute him, absolutely sure. But is it true or not that he did not take the decision on his own on the field twice? But after the English captain and the English coach went into the dressing room after the umpires and he were booed out by a full house English crowd. It was under that kind of body, am I wrong? Did that not happen?
Listen,
No, absolutely. That is the point. I mean, if the Indians had taken it in the first 10 minutes after the team meeting, why does the English captain and the coach have to come and cajole or tell or request or do something? I mean, take it on your own, and I would salute. Bishanji is right. Salute Dhoni, spirit of the game and all of that, fair enough. But take it on your own. Why did you have to take it only when the English captain and the coach comes to your dressing room? According to Rahul Dravid's statement at the press conference, the deliberation had started just into tea. So they had enough time. You did not need to reconvene another team meeting when the English captain and the coach comes and tells you.
Here's a
that
question.
for me is the wrong bit. You played within the rules of the game, and suddenly, after the English come and request you, you change the whole stance. I mean, you've played within the rules of the game, for heaven's sake. You've not violated the rules of the game or even the spirit of the game in the first instant.
I think it's unprecedented that you're having for the first time.
We have not violated the rules
this
of
is
the
like
game.
a negotiated
We haven't
response
violated
to an
the rules of the
umpiring
game
decision.
at all.
Now, Bishan
We were
bhai,
going by the rules of the game only. But there is something, definitely something called, that is at least, that is what I was taught to when I was, growing up. That we must keep the spirit of the game alive, no matter what type of cricket you're playing.
Yeah,
Club cricket, or district cricket, or state cricket, or test cricket.
But Bishan bhai, you are having a very unusual situation at the moment.
And this is the one way you respect the game.
Sir, I have a...
And this respect, to my mind, is very, very vital
Mr. Bedi,
for international
no,
cricket.
Mr. Bedi, here's a question I have, and this question goes to you, Arun, because I'm coming back straight. Here's a question, Arun Lal. Is it unique that we can show spirit of the game when it comes to England, which is the #1 side? We can't show spirit of the game when it comes to India, because in February 2006, in the test match between India and Pakistan, India chose to go by the rule book and not the game spirit while appealing for Inzamam's wicket. Nobody criticized the Indian captain then for lack of sportsmanship while going through the book. We were unfazed then. We had the gumption to take a tough call.
And Rahul Dravid was the captain.
Rahul Dravid was the captain who is now saying spirit of the game. So is the logic different vis-a-vis Pakistan and vis-a-vis England? Is this not a tougher contest?
Arnab,
yes.
Arnab, past events or the sequence of events in this particular situation to me is irrelevant. I love what Bishan Singh Bedi is saying, and he's trying to explain to you the entire concept of the spirit of the game. The very fact that in this particular sport of ours, this great game of ours, we have something which is all pervasive, and that is the spirit of the game, and it overrides at times, and I would love that to happen more often. It doesn't happen that often, and that's the sad thing, and it's the most fantastic thing in our sport, that the spirit of the game prevails over even the laws of the game.
Sir, the spirit of
Arun, I have a question for you.
Withdraw an appeal.
Now, Arun, I have a question for you. If we are going to kind of make all kinds of allowances of this kind, do you realize that you are setting a very dangerous precedent for the future? Because there can be numerous situations of this kind in the future.
Not at all, Sanjay, not at all.
Why? I mean,
not
tomorrow many people will come under the similar cloud, or whether they have stuck to the spirit of the game or not adhered to actually the laws which must supersede the spirit of the game, because that is what actually is the quintessentially the spirit. If you don't follow the law, you are violating the spirit. Why are we ignoring that basic fact?
No, we are following the law of the game, right? Laws of the game, definitely. But we shouldn't, as Arun mentioned, that the spirit of the game is all pervasive. And it should not just be discarded just because we are sticking to the stupid black and white stipulations of the laws. No. I've
But then you're
honestly
violating
shuddered
the
to
laws.
think
I mean,
what would
is
have
that
happened
not a violation of
had
the spirit of the game
Dhoni
as well?
not withdrawn that appeal. The British media would have torn Indian cricket,
Sir, do we-
Indian
who
cricket
cares?
to pieces.
I mean,
I'm telling you.
Sir, do we-
Bishanji, if the
that
English
kind of
media
pressure,
tears Indian
not
cricket
one
apart, who
Indian cricketer
cares?
would have been able to bear it.
Sir, let me ask you.
Everybody would have been able to bear it. I mean, Arnab, if Bishanji is saying the English media would have torn the Indian players apart, if that is the reason, ridiculous.
No,
I mean, if the English media tears the Indian players apart, that is their job.
No,
to go out
nothing.
there and
It's not the reason.
Are we
It's
saying
not-
the state of the English
No.
media? In
One
this
minute,
case,
one minute.
the crowd
Credibility of the
doing-
British media
Absolutely
is
no.
Boria, for goodness sake. Boria,
let him answer. Yeah.
Boria, you are a historian. You should know more about this game than we players. Please.
No, absolutely not. I mean, the English media should not or cannot dictate terms to what the Indian team will do out there in the field, nor can the
No, it's
crowd.
not
I mean, I know
dictating.
where
I'm
you're
telling
coming
you.
from,
I'm
what's happened
just
in the past,
saying. I'm
what
not
kind of
saying.
treatment you've been meted out
Oh.
with. But this age and
I
time
said,
is different.
had Dhoni not withdrawn this,